Hey, everybody, before we get into this week's podcast, I just want to let you know about our sponsor. It's a film called Sir John A. and the Curse of the Anti-Quenched. It's about two brothers that save the city of Kingston from demons by staying drunk. It's a little appropriate, I'm sure, right now with all this coronavirus going on. You got to stay drunk, though, to not become a demon. This is a fun comedy. You can check it out on iTunes, Amazon, wherever you get your movies. Check out curseoftheantiquenched.com.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Out of a DeLorean?
Welcome to the Raiders of the Lost Commentary podcast.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
The unofficial commentary for your favorite
Get to the chopper!
and not so favorite films.
The famous comedian Arnold Braunschweiger.
Starring your hosts Adam and Matt.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Start your movie in 3, 2, 1.
All right, so we're back to watching and doing commentary on films. I know
It's been a while.
it's been a while since we've done one. There was the award season, and then there's a bunch of movies out that we both really wanted to talk about and comment on. But we're back watching something on point with coronavirus scare. We're watching I Am Legend, as you probably could tell by the title.
Exactly. I mean, the reason why we're watching I Am Legend versus something like as more topical as Outbreak or Contagion, I Am Legend is shorter.
Yeah. So yeah, Matt, what is your favorite of the Outbreak type movies? Contagion obviously was a big one a few years ago. I Am Legend was a good one.
I like them all,
Yeah.
but I Am Legend I've seen a lot more.
Is it one
Like
of
I've
your...
seen it way more times than the other ones.
Yeah,
This one's more of a fun kind of film. I mean, it falls within a little bit of like the zombie.
There's a bit of a
apocalypse.
crossover there, eh?
Yeah, I mean, if we can go into the book's very different.
Yeah, so have you read the book? I've not.
I've not, but I've read it's one of I like reading books that are based on movies so I can kind of compare. I never had a chance to read this book, but I did look into it. I remember when I first saw the movie.
Yeah.
Essentially it's vampires.
Yeah, it's what I thought. Like that was also like something about it because they don't come out during the day. That's why he's safe to kind of cruise around during the
like
day.
in the movie, they're like they don't like sunlight and they like blood, but like in the book it's like straight up vampire. Like they burn up in the sun. The whole thing with garlic. He actually goes out and like stakes them through the heart. Like
Oh, really?
drives around. Yeah, so it's more attuned to like vampires. But when I was reading into it, like that's really where we got the basics of our old school zombies, like Romero zombies, Night of the Living Dead wasn't kind of inspired from this book.
Oh, really? So
Yeah,
this book
well,
is
'cause-
quite old, or...
Oh yeah, it's a book from like the 50s.
Because I know they did make a movie back in the day, Omega Man, right?
Yeah, that was right after the book came out. Like there's like Omega Man and I Am Omega or something like that. Or Last Man on Earth and I Am Omega or something like that.
I think
Or
Last Man
Omega
on Earth is that Will Forte show.
Is it? Well, there was a movie back
Yeah,
in the
before
day.
that, yeah.
So yeah, those are both based on the book.
Okay.
But like, but yeah, like zombies prior to this book, like zombies back in the day were like, what do you call it? Voodoo zombies. Like
Yeah.
people coming back from the dead, but very voodoo. Like the whole eating brains and the whole eating like flesh and people wasn't really a thing until Romero kind of turned it into a thing. But he was inspired from this I Am Legend book. But it's very different. Like this movie is a lot. They turned it more into like an epidemic
Okay.
versus kind of the vampire aspects of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoyed it. It's fun. He's got
It's an interesting
the
film,
dog.
and I mean, it is kind of
I
neat.
think the
Like,
effects still hold up right now. Like as we're watching it, the birds and like all of that. That's all CG. Like
yeah, and like, yeah, it is kind of neat. Like, all of the just seeing everything so, empty and whatnot.
yeah,
They do a
like
good job of showing off exposition during this time too,
But I'm just saying, like, it looks good for a movie that's like 10 years old.
Yeah, I do remember when this came out. Like, I remember it was pretty great, but
The only thing I did never think that's actually good is the freaking is the actual zombie vampire things themselves. They don't look great.
no. And I know like some of the deers there, the deerts, they look a little
The
off.
dirts.
But I know like the behind the scenes of stuff. Like, I think they had actors on set, and then they were supposed to look one way, and then somebody changed their mind last minute.
Really?
And then they did a bunch of CGI over top of all that, and that's why they look how they look.
Like the zombie thingies?
Yeah. So again, like, it is one of those things. Like, it was of that era where they changed shit last minute, and it kind of frigs it over, you know.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Like a big movie like this. Would you say this is probably one of the last good Will Smith movies?
Yeah, you know, I was thinking about
Like,
that.
decent.
Like, have you seen Gemini Man?
I have not. It looks interesting. I will say the because his younger self in Gemini Man, that's not de-aging, eh? That's completely CG render.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That makes
and,
sense.
From what I saw, it looked decent. Like that effect looked good, but I
yeah,
have
I
not
guess we'll have
seen
to
it. no.
watch it. I mean,
I didn't hear anything pertaining to the critical response, but I did hear about the box office. I don't think it did very well at the
No,
box
eh?
office.
well, yeah. So he, when did this come out? 2007.
2007.
So Bad Boys 3, that's already out, you know. Some other movies that he's in. He was the genie in Aladdin, I guess, that did all right.
You know what? Yeah, he actually Aladdin had its problems.
But like, when you think of this film, that's a Will Smith film, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas,
I know what you mean.
and like Gemini Man, that's a Will Smith film, and like
although I will say, Genie, he makes that movie.
oh, does he? I haven't
Yeah,
seen
he
it yet.
does. I will say, like, when he shows up, you're like, oh, okay. Like, you can kind of get into it. He does his own thing. So
Okay.
I would say it pretty much is a Will Smith movie. Like, it's definitely, but I know what you mean. Like, he's not the main lead. He's the supporting cast.
But like
Yeah,
Suicide Squad, like again,
Yeah.
he's
Is it an Overbrook production? Then that's a Will Smith movie.
Men in
that's
Black
what it's
3,
production called, eh?
2012. He was pretty great in that.
I remember liking
Bear
Men in
just
Black 3.
attacking that big deer.
That's a lion, sir.
And that's a
Those
lion.
Are some really bad CG lions.
Yeah,
This ain't Lion King.
yeah. They need some Jon Favreau up in here.
Ooh, my oh my.
You know,
Looks like a video game render.
obviously it's probably like the zoo where these things, the lions came from, but like, apparently the amount of like, what is it, tigers? There's more tigers in captivity in Texas than in the actual, like, the wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. That is like a statistic I had heard. They predicted Batman v Superman in that shot there.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing that like later on. I was like, holy crap.
I Am Legend predicting Batman v Superman.
I mean,
Did they predict
figured
how bad it would be? No, they did not.
I mean, they figured at one point, like, someone's going to make it, right?
Yeah, I know they had, at the time, they had plans to do Justice League. Like, as soon as Marvel made Iron Man, and, like, the behind-the-scenes whatever thought was that they, they were going to... why does he pour the water or whatever that is? Do you remember? On the stairs?
Because it's Home Alone.
Oh, he's setting
No,
traps?
I think it's disinfectant, right?
Oh, so they can't smell him go in there, or...
Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
I think it's like disinfectant and stuff. So, or maybe it's something that burns them. It might be showed later on in the movie, though, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Could be very
Yeah, like I don't even remember what I was talking about.
You got distracted by the movie itself.
Oh yeah, the Batman v Superman thing. I know, like when Iron Man came out, they had plans to try to beat Marvel to doing the Avengers and just doing a Justice League movie right away. Obviously, that kind of like fell apart pretty quick. But
I mean, even when they had a little bit of time, Justice League turned out to be not exactly what anyone was hoping it would be anyway. So
yeah. Do you think you'd go crazy if you were like alone for as long as he?
I work from home.
Yeah, I was
I'm
thinking
pretty
about that
much
too.
alone all the time. I guess I would go stir crazy as soon as like internet started like going out. Then it'd be pretty much like if power went out.
Yeah.
And as we both know, power went out. For me, actually, not too long ago.
Oh yeah, like when
that
the
like
tornado
plant burned
or
down. No, like the power plant. There was a fire at the power plant the other day.
oh, you lost
So
power.
I did. It sucked, man. Losing
long-
power sucks.
How long
Can't do
were you
shit.
without power?
Like over 24 hours.
Oh wow. Because I do remember there was like a tornado like last year, and we lost power for maybe 48 hours, and like my sister was out for like 36 ish.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
gotta,
I felt
like-
kind of like good, like, you know, like being with the film industry kind of stuff. There is a lot of, like, I have a lot of batteries that can power
Oh,
lights
yeah.
and
Oh, I was doing the same thing. Yeah, I had like those we have the same lights, right? The ones with
those
the
little
batteries
ones,
in them.
those little
yeah,
LEDs.
that's what I was using to light up the apartment.
Yeah, I did the same thing, and I was like, well, I'm like, I can do that. I have this. I had the Lego set at the time, and I was like, I can do that.
Well,
and then
might
like,
as well do that.
yeah, I can build that Lego set. I'm like, I got lots of alcohol, so I'm good there.
Me,
But-
it's like all right. I think I've gotten a good groove. Then your girlfriend comes on, like, let's talk because we got nothing other than you're like, ah, crap.
Nah, she's got books.
Mine doesn't read.
No, is it because she's
No.
stupid or?
No. I guess she
I
just
know.
doesn't like reading. I don't know.
Man, I know you're a pretty avid reader, but like I used to be an avid reader, but now like
Same.
I don't know, like
Same.
I'm lacking. I listen to a lot of audiobooks and whatnot, but yeah, I'm just I don't know. I gotta get back into it.
Well, that's the thing too. Like when the power went out, I'm like, man, I was this close of actually reading a book again. Super close. It was very close.
And then just
I've hit
you
rock
hear
bottom
the
when-
smoke alarm sound go off, that and then you're like, oh, thank God. I can put on, I can play PlayStation.
Woo! That was close.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to read Orange is the New Black.
Oh, that was a book
It's-
first. Of course, it was a book. Everything's
It
been.
was based on a real story, right? It's a
Oh, I have no idea. Actually,
it's a memoir.
Oh, I had no
Yeah.
idea.
Well,
But yeah,
the
I was
more you know.
actually thinking about power outages and all that. How many batteries I do have. I'm like, I wonder how long I could make them last if I had to, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think about that. Like if I had power and internet access, yeah, I think we all could like last pretty long time, you know.
Yeah, exactly. But
'Cause-
once that leaves, like, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like, I got all these DVDs, but how am I supposed to watch them, you know?
Yeah, I've got a small like portable DVD player that I wonder.
Same, but like, again, you'd have to find some sort of power source somewhere.
Yeah, I guess you'd have to have some type of power source, but
Also, showering would suck.
yeah, I thought about that too. You know, like staying clean. That's another.
Yeah. Like, as much as like, can you trust the water after a specific point, depending on like, you know, in this cases, can you? I mean, I'm assuming he probably boils water.
Yeah,
So
like,
that's a
I
process.
guess-
But you ever taken a cold shower? Like I did that the other day when the power went out. Holy crap!
yeah, it's not
like,
fun unless you're like
no.
really hot. Yeah,
Shrinkage, my friend.
shrinkage. I was in the pool.
I was in the pool. I just watched that episode not too long ago.
That's a funny one. But yeah, I don't know. Obviously, all this outbreak, pandemic, novel virus.
Yeah, the Corona.
Did you see Corona
Cor-
offered
What's
to
it
pay?
called now?
COVID-19, coronavirus.
COVID-19, yeah.
I saw Corona offered to pay $10 million to change the virus name to anything.
I bet, because their beer sales, I'm sure, have gone
They
down.
actually have gone down, and they offered $15 million to change it to Bud Light virus. Oh man. I also saw a thing today. As of today, March 12th, they suspended play in the NBA and in the NHL.
Yeah,
And being
it's crazy,
from Canada, the NHL being canceled is obviously it's pretty bad. I don't know if it's a real thing or not, but I saw something on Reddit. It's probably fake, but that somewhere the Saskatchewan had found some type of vaccine that they were testing. And yeah, of course, hockey gets canceled. First thing we do is figure out a vaccine in Canada.
Probably not real.
I don't want to spread rumors, but I don't know if that's true. So find out for yourself. But yeah, I don't know. The whole world's gone a bit crazy. I don't know. We don't have too many confirmed cases in Canada, but I guess that's how these things start, you know?
I mean, as we're looking at like the flashbacks, right? Like, that's us now.
Yeah.
Well, no, not really. I guess that's what, us in like a month's time.
Yeah, when people start trying to attack you for your toilet paper.
Like, there's that guy running around with the toilet paper.
Yeah. You know what? All this toilet paper thing, like people like trying to buy toilet paper, like toilet paper shortage. I also love how he's like insanely in shape. Apparently he's found the steroids too.
I mean, what? It's like prison, right?
Like he's so jacked in this. Like, what is he training for? A UFC fight? Like,
But like, you got nothing else to do, right? So he's probably liked, you know, to keep in shape back in the day, and you just know after this he's like, well, got nothing else to do.
he's obviously he shaves his chest too, which is like super important.
Who's he trying to impress?
Yeah. Do you think all this toilet paper stuff is like a conspiracy by the toilet paper companies? You know?
What do you mean?
Well, they're like, everybody better buy toilet paper. You want to be able to wipe your butt, don't you? Which is like, I guess, but you could just like shower after you take a big dookie, you know?
I mean, have you ever done that? That's gross.
No, dude, it's better. You actually clean your butt with soap.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I still like to wipe. Like, I'm usually a pooper and in the shower. Like, I like to
Shit and shower, dude.
after I have
That's the
poop.
way to do it.
But I don't like, you know, showering my poop away. Like, I like to wipe and then shower after, like, for showering. But
Yeah. Yeah, I always remember this, like, down here, too. He's, like, had that Mac screen. I was like, I want that Mac screen. That's pretty high tech. So he's got some vampire dog, vampire rats. Vampire rats are obviously pretty violent.
aggressive.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's different from the book. Like, because in the book, like, there's like regular vampires, so just like they're just like your next door neighbor that could just talk to you. So apparently, when I was reading about it, like, they're just like at night, they're like, "Come on out!"
Oh,
They
really?
can actually talk and stuff. They can interact.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
But then there's like the aggressive sides, right? So like this film kind of blends both of them together. Like, they're aggressive, but they're also intelligent.
Oh,
Kind of
interesting.
combo. Yeah.
Interesting, yeah. Yeah, it is kind of an interesting, like, I don't know, crossover or whatnot. Like, I found, like, with how they were aggressive in this one, it did remind me of 28 Days Later, you know?
28 Days Later, yeah.
They've got the rage!
Like, that's where, like, the zombies... Is that I think that's one of the earlier zombie movies where, like, it wasn't, like, slow and dead, but more, like, fast and infectious, right? Like,
Yeah, they were scary. Like, I remember seeing that and, like, the way they shot it and everything. I was like,
I mean,
holy. Like,
someone could, like, take that movie and recut it to make it, like... I'm sure that's somewhere on Reddit somewhere online. Like, someone's cut the...
I Am Legend to...
I Am Legend, or, like, just cut some zombie infectious movies to make it work with the coronavirus, like using actual real news clips and combining it. I'm sure that
right.
exists somewhere.
Yeah.
Show me the internet.
Show me on the internet.
That exists. I mean, it's still scary. Like there's like the whole, because what do we have before? Like we had the swine flu, which I think was the H1N1. I think that's the same thing.
Right.
But like
That didn't go too global though. That one, right?
But then there was like SARS. Like I remember like the big, everyone was panicking about. Like this one seems worse.
The
Like they're straight up
coronavirus?
canceling like sports. Like sports are canceled. All the like Tonight shows and all these types of like Ellen DeGeneres show, they're not going to be shooting with any live audiences.
Really?
Like movies and TV shows are being postponed.
Yeah, we
Tom
unfortunately-
Hanks has it. Like,
we-
what is the world coming to right now?
I know.
Like, what
Tom
is going
Hanks
on?
Can't die from the coronavirus.
Oh, that would be, yeah,
He has to play the guy that figures out the vaccine.
exactly. We need the Sully movie, but for the coronavirus movie.
Yeah, the angry
Tom Hanks
Canadian
needs
who
to play
wanted
him.
hockey back, who figured out how to.
That sounds like a Bob and Doug,
Like a skit.
like a skit. Yeah.
Oh, no way, eh? There's no hockey?
Like, we gotta figure this thing out, you know.
Oh, fuck, bud. We gotta get some Coors and get this figured out. But yeah, it does seem like everybody is reacting to it a lot, despite the cases still being relatively low. But
Yeah, I don't know what to think about it either. I know we're supposed to be talking about I Am Legend, but we just hope. But that was the whole point, guys.
yeah, we're going to go down We're back.
yeah,
we're
like,
back to
we're-
doing
we're ta- we're-
commentaries.
We're doing a commentary from home right now because of that. Like,
Yeah,
just
has
to
nothing
avoid
to do
anything.
with our laziness at all.
Not at all.
It's just precautions.
Achoo! Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know.
Um,
We were supposed to go to a film festival too this weekend, and it got canceled. So
That's right. Yeah, that's gonna be. I mean, good news is I can get tickets now.
yeah, I mean,
Bad news is no one's gonna see the movie for a while.
no, it's true. I thought about putting it, doing like a private link for the crew and cast. But
Yeah. But like that, like you'll do that, and then next thing you know, like it's postponed to like 2 weeks next. Like who knows, right?
yeah, who knows?
I doubt it though.
Yeah, who knows?
Highly doubt it.
But
But
yeah, it is kind of interesting what's going on. Everybody's going crazy for toilet paper. So
like I don't know what to think anymore, right? Because like people are saying like, oh, the media's kind of spinning it like it's bad, but then like you're like, okay, but it seems bad without the media. I don't know. You see all these statistics on Facebook, and like there's like obviously statistics like, oh, influenza's worse, so let's not worry, or like, oh no, your figures are wrong.
yeah,
So it's like, but what do I need to believe? Like, I need someone to sit me down, like a real doctor, be like, here are the facts, here it is.
Yeah.
Just like avoid contact. I mean, I started working from home well before this, and just watch me actually end up catching it, and I barely go out anywhere.
yeah. That's like I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, I work from home too, and like
I don't go anywhere. Like, I'll go like one place a week, like one day a week. You know what I mean? Like, that's like my outing.
Yeah,
And just watch me actually end up catching it.
I know. Well, yeah, I've actually thought about not taking Ubers anymore. That's where
It's like eating out.
yeah, eating out too. I was thinking about that. I'm
Right?
like, well, like, or
Like, I
just,
gotta make my own food now?
God damn it.
Shit. I know.
Yeah, I don't know. It is kind of interesting, like thinking about all this stuff and thinking about the 2-week incubation period, and then like,
Yeah,
It
like,
spread
do I
kinda
have
quick.
it now?
yeah, do
Am I
I?
gonna
Yeah,
spread
exactly.
it to that one person I'm gonna meet next week? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
that is terrifying to think. Like, joking aside, it's still kind of scary a little.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty scary. Like, it does play with your head a bit too, and
It does. Well, because we grew up on, like, infections and end of the world, and all end of the world stuff is all pertaining to, like, a deadly disease that's taken over. And, like, you're like, this is it.
here it comes.
This is the disease.
Here it comes. Yeah, I don't know. It is interesting. Obviously, we're gonna probably learn a lot more about it after the fact and why it spread and like.
I
who
mean,
screwed
yeah,
up.
odds are coronavirus or COVID-19 is going to be here next year, same time next year.
Same time next year.
And so are we.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like
We'll have
be
immunity by
fine.
then.
Exact. Or, there'll be the flu shot, which I don't think I've ever gotten a flu shot.
I can't get. I'm not like against it or anything, but like I'm allergic to eggs and they incubate it
really?
in eggs. So yeah, I would get like the most gnarly.
So I should not eat egg sandwiches in front of you.
You're fine with that, but if I
Okay.
direct inject raw eggs
Okay.
into my veins,
So I can't feed you egg sandwich in front of you.
I mean, if you tied me down and forced me to eat egg salad sandwich, not only would we not be friends anymore, but yeah, I would have an adverse reaction.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that doesn't accidentally happen. Whoops! I accidentally tied you up and spilt eggs in your mouth.
That'd be what's that movie like Misery? It's like the weirdest version of
Yeah.
Misery.
Where nothing's actually supposed to be happening. Like it's all a complete misunderstanding and accident.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't mean to break your ankle, favorite writer.
If there's like a blackbird like that just sitting on a runway, I would totally be like Milhouse in The Simpsons, just sitting in the cockpit like. I would definitely try to turn it on.
I mean, I'm sure he's done. I mean, this is like 3 years later, right? Like he's done the things.
He's
he
done
needs to
all
have
the
done.
things.
Yeah, that's the other thing different from the book. Like the book is like it leads up to 3 years, whereas this one's just like it's 3 years later, and they I guess they turned him into a scientist versus the other one's just like some regular guy who just happens to just know scientist stuff after going to the library. I'm a scientist now.
Yeah, how long of you being left alone with all those books before you
You
figure
start
out?
knowing stuff?
Yeah.
Probably very soon. As soon as that internet's gone, like, you just know it's not... I mean, to be fair, when the book came out in 54 or 53 in the 50s, there was no internet. So the books were the things they were going to do anyways, right? So
Yeah.
I could see it being more believable, especially if you're just literally reading that information. But then, like, you have no context to go from it. How many times do you're confused on an online course and you ask the teacher and they tell you to Google it?
Yeah, or I was just gonna
Like, it's
say
like, I don't know what I'm doing. You're supposed to tell me. Like,
you couldn't get like the microphone to work on Skype for a minute, like.
that's true too.
Yeah, like
That's true, too.
we'd be screwed.
I mean, I would just be bored. Like, at that point, I'd be like, do I really want to save the world? And, like, try to find a cure? It's like, at that point, like,
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Like if you knew you had an hour of the internet before the internet got shut down, and after that hour, you don't get the internet, like what would you download? Just straight porn. Or
Yeah, probably porn.
just all porn, eh?
Probably. You gotta keep like a little
Reservoir.
stock of.
But here's the problem,
porn.
though. If you know you might lose power, say after that, are you
Get a printer.
Are you black and white? Like I only got black and white printer. I'm just like black and white porno. It is.
It just reminds me of like American Pie where he's watching like the porno on TV. Like, that's a boob.
That's a
a boob.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I mean, I'm sure there's like Sears magazine like somewhere.
You're going through the flyers in your apartment, seeing if there's any type of anything provocative.
Yeah, or just go to Sears.
Yeah,
Like, they still existed in 2009.
that's true. That's true. I mean, how good was the internet even in 2007 when this came out?
I mean, it was kicking. Like, the websites were.
I mean, it was like I guess it was the beginning of the YouTube boom. So
Like YouTube, but then you had like all those like remember all those websites that were pertaining to just like funny videos and all that kind of stuff, like Newgrounds.
Funny or Die and all that.
So it was the beginning of an era, and then that, I mean, it's prior to like clickbaiting, and I feel like I would prefer old school early internet versus now internet. Like even looking at like today's YouTube, and it's just like it's nothing compared to what it used to be.
Yeah, it's very true. So this is where we first kind of like find out like the darkness is a bad thing during I Am Legend.
They come out at night.
Nighttime is a bad thing.
Which is like, it's pretty universal. Nighttime is usually a pretty bad thing anywhere.
Yeah,
anytime,
it's like
right?
when the ghouls come out kind of thing. So this director, Francis Lawrence.
See, the name sounds familiar, but I don't think he's done anything.
You'd be surprised to know that he's done. He did a bunch of the Hunger Game movies, Catching Fire and Mockingjay.
Whoa.
Constantine with
Really?
with good old Keanu.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Feature-length directorial debut with Super... I liked Constantine. I don't think it's great cinema, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, he's done some stuff on Gotham. Yeah, I Am Legend, I think, was his big break. He's done a lot of music videos.
So I guess after I Am Legend, he still had a career afterwards, which is good.
Pretty.
I think I Am Legend was successful.
Yeah, he's done a
Like-
lot of music videos.
Like 150 million, box office 580. That's not bad. That's pretty decent.
Yeah, he did well. Like the film did well. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing people didn't like about this movie was the ending. Which, funny enough, the actual alt ending was better.
So I what's the ending? He kills the dog, right?
No. Well, we'll get to it when we get to it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like, no point ruining it
I suppose
for you
not.
if you don't remember.
I suppose. For sure, he should have got a leash for that dog. Like, well, there's the weird
Well, I mean,
zombie
that's
guys.
I guess that's what ends up happening to the dog, right? Like the dog gets taken.
They
or
are pretty
gets-
scary, CG and all. You know.
Oh yeah, like, but then they feel, especially like old CG nowadays, just looks very, like, especially those animals earlier. It looks very video gamey,
Yeah.
and not even like a new game, like an older game too.
Yeah.
Like I'm very surprised by like the graphics these days, especially on a PC. You're
So
just
they
like,
burn up
"Man."
in the sun, which is kind of
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah, which is very vampire. But I guess it's just like I remember like saying, I don't know if they explain it in the movie. I don't remember that. But in the book, like they try to find like all these like scientific explanations as to why they like hate garlic, why they hate the sun, why some of them hate like crosses, but only if they're Christian, because if they're Jewish they don't care. Like, yeah, it's random things like that.
Oh wow, that's so like kind of
Yeah, like whatever their religion was
Racist.
prior to changing. Hey man, I didn't write the book. I'm just saying, like, that's just the way it was.
oh no, it's true though. It's kind
But
of
I think that's interesting. It's just like, oh yeah, no, this vampire was Christian, so he hates the cross.
Right.
But this one is Jewish, so he's perfectly fine. Like he won't care.
it's funny. Yeah, it's like if
Yeah.
they have like a Star of David or something, then they're like, no.
Oh, look out.
That's hilarious.
You ever think that's weird for vampires? You've heard of like the garlic, the steaks, the cross, all those good things.
Yeah.
The holy water, but do you know about the like you have to invite them in?
Yeah, that was a big thing in what is it? What We Do in the Shadows. Remember that? They go to the club.
Yeah.
They're like, he's
But-
like, but can you invite us in? He's like, the club's open. He's like, no, but you have to invite us in.
But isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Like- I didn't hear that really till like more, I guess, recently. Like I didn't know that was a thing. Like they need to be let in. It's
Yeah.
just like, no, you got to actually physically invite me in. It's just like, where did that come from?
It is kind of strange. It is kind of funny.
Like,
though.
it is, because everything else I get it, right? Like the sun could be explained, the garlic could maybe be explained, the cross, like all these things can be explained in like either religious or maybe like chemistry, or like, you know what I mean, like certain things, but they physically can't enter a household without being invited. Just seems like a weird and polite thing to do for vampires.
Yeah, I'm sure it like stems from like where it all.
I'm gonna Google that. Like I'm looking that up as to why.
Do you think
Do
a
vampires.
cutscene when he hits him like that, he should have said, "Welcome to Earth."
Great movie.
Great movie.
Terrible sequel.
Man, sequel was real bad, eh? Like really bad.
Like I saw it once and I don't remember really enjoying it.
I remember it like it. I fell asleep.
Did you?
Yeah, like I fell asleep.
I mean, to be fair, I've seen movies where I've like fallen asleep, but that's just because I'm tired, and then usually I'll rewatch the movie. I'm like, no, okay, the movie's fine. It's just me, right? Like, how many times have you not enjoyed a movie just because maybe you're just not in the right mood, or you're just tired, or just something?
You don't understand like zombies and vampires or anything in these outbreak movies.
What's that?
How they're able to stay alive for 3 years? Like, what are they eating?
Well, I mean, we know in this one he's just gotten like a bunch of reserves.
No,
And it's only
the
3 years.
zombies. What are they eating?
Oh, the zombies themselves. It kind of reminds me a little bit. If you've ever seen Daybreakers,
no.
that is a fun vampire film where essentially almost the entirety of the world has been changed and turned into vampires. So the world pretty much lives as a vampire Earth. Like almost every human is vampires now, right?
Really?
So like the world lives that way. So like the cars now have like shields and like cameras to protect them during the daylight. All the houses shut down. Like it's a world where vampires live. Like it's perfectly normal, and like they're running low on food because there's so little humans left.
Right.
And like that's the thing, like and like I guess if they don't eat enough, then they start turning into these like aggressive like monster beast vampire things.
Oh,
compared
really?
to just like the regular thing, which is kind of funny because that kind of fits within the original book for I Am Legend. In that regards, right? There's the aggressive ones, and then there's like the more just sophisticated vampires that are just sick and like diseased.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I'm assuming they're eating something. I mean, we've seen deer.
Yeah, that's true.
So like
I guess they're
animals
maybe
are
trying
still
to eat.
roaming. Which is that's another thing. Like, how are the animals still surviving, but the humans didn't?
I don't know.
Like, is it maybe because like animals maybe breed and because I mean 9 months for us, and then like to get a child to an adult, like we're at a disadvantage for like population
Yeah.
compared to other animals. Like I feel like we're definitely getting our butts kicked
True.
in that regards. So like humans are not the best source of food if you're trying to replicate us
No.
and breed us. No.
But like look how much energy they expend like running around.
True. Like they're running around doing a bunch of CG things, and it's just like
That's how they survive. They're CG.
there you go, the big mystery of this movie.
But yeah, like that zombie's like in shape too, like, you know?
It's their breathing that freaks me out.
Yeah.
Like the breathing just looks weird.
Yeah, they're breathing like they just worked out.
But like I don't know if it's happened yet. I might have missed it, but like it's when he takes the woman, and she just breathes like crazy.
Yeah. I think that's what just is happening.
Yeah.
Uh,
I was looking into why do vampires have to be invited in, so I wasn't particularly looking at the movie
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah, I don't know why do vampires have to be invited in. Mythos comes from. I'll look it up.
That's what I'm trying to do. The reasons being magic, protection for humans. It is sometimes not just for vampires, but for other supernatural creatures. That's not an explanation. It just is, and it's magic. Like no. Like where does it come from?
Yeah, home.
Give me some facts on this lore. If the frickin' Winchesters can do fact checking on online, I feel like I can do some good fact checking here on monsters that don't exist.
Being invited in. Entry to homes. Vampires cannot enter private human homes unless they are invited by the owner of the house. Humans can rescind their invitations from vampires, which causes the vampire to immediately leave the house.
Perhaps it is an extreme form of OCD, hardwired in the vampire's brain.
The origin of it.
They're just OCD and need to be invited.
The belief goes back to at least the 17th century, recorded in something I can't pronounce, on the beliefs of the Greeks, published in 1645. Cannot harm the occupant of a house unless they answer the door.
But it's just
Uh,
weird.
Interesting.
Like, out of everything for vampire myths, like, this one seems to be the weirdest one.
Yeah, it seems like you know why he got taken by the vampires? Because you didn't eat your vegetables. That's why. So eat your vegetables and yeah, there's garlic on it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Vampires will not be able to live in today's society. Like, there's garlic in everything.
God, I ate garlic.
Garlic
earlier.
is so good. Like, garlic, you can't go anywhere without like garlic being part of a recipe.
I know, I love it. Like, there's no like vampires in Middle Eastern.
Oh, definitely.
There's like every time I get shawarma,
or if there are, like, they're
like, I love
easy
getting
to spot.
shawarma. It's just like, and then I reek like garlic for like a day, but it's so good. I can't resist.
I kind of got over the whole shawarma.
So this is
thing.
like oh, did I lose you on Skype?
No, I'm still here.
No, it made a really loud bing.
Maybe that's you. I didn't bing.
No, I know.
Maybe you
I
binged.
binged. You bonged. But so this
dare you.
in the movie they it's like a viral sort of thing. Like it's spread via like by like whatever, and she's like crying blood, and she's gonna be like denied.
I mean, that's coronavirus right there. That's the beginning of the end right there.
It's spread by crying blood.
Crying blood.
But is it like viral in this movie? Like it's like a respiratory thing?
Because originally at the beginning of the movie, it's a genetically engineered like measles virus that's supposed to cure cancer.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. Well, if we paid attention at the beginning of the movie, yeah, that's what it was about. Like, it was a cure for cancer, and that just went horribly wrong.
Oh. Wow.
But I don't know how. Like, I know he's immune to it.
Is he?
Yeah, that everyone who survives are immune to it.
Oh, I thought it's just like you're lucky you don't get it.
No. I know. Just like the coronavirus, it's probably going to get you eventually.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of nuts. All those outbreak movies. Contagion did a good job of like showing
No,
what.
Contagion just feels like realistic as hell.
Yeah,
Like,
because I think
like, nope, that's real. Like, that's what's happening.
yeah, I Am Legend's obviously pretty far fetched. I like.
Oh, yeah,
people
absolutely.
becoming a rage monster is pretty. It's obviously pretty far fetched, but people being just like sick and like I don't know, like irrational is almost scarier, you know? Like, because people are smart. They can drive a car, they can run into shit being scared, but like
Yeah.
a zombie's not really like getting behind the wheel of a car, you know?
I know what you mean. So you like, I mean, isn't that the whole premise of mostly things like Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Like, people are more dangerous than the zombies in the show.
Yeah. How long did you watch The Walking Dead?
I got to I got to Negan, but I never saw the follow up where apparently there's people that died.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of lost interest because it's like that's the thing with like Netflix, right? Like I had caught up, and then it stopped,
Right.
and then I started watching other stuff, and then when it came back, I was just busy on other stuff. I never got a chance to,
Yeah.
I gotta get back into it, but I watched a fair amount. I feel like after a while, you're like, okay.
I got kind of sick of it. Like, I don't
Yeah.
even think I got as far as Negan. Like, I think I got as far as like the first town that they found, and it felt so
Like the
repetitive.
farm or like the prison?
No,
Or like the actual town.
that town that there was, and then
But that's like not too far from where I am. Like they stay in that town for like a few seasons.
Yeah.
So like they're still in that town from where I am.
yeah. So, I don't know. It was one of those things that I just kept, whatever, just keeping up with. But after a while, I don't know. Again, it felt repetitive. It felt like, nothing really was happening and whatever,
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's the thing. Like you can watch the first episode, the mid-season episode, and then the end episode, and feel like you didn't miss it
no,
that much.
it's true.
Right? Everything else is filler.
It's true, yeah. Like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. It didn't seem like it was going anywhere. I don't know. I don't know if they're still making it or if they're what they're doing, but yeah, I don't know. Would you try and escape New York if you were stuck on New York?
If I was Snake.
Yeah. But like I don't know.
I feel
Like,
I mean-
why doesn't he try to leave and go somewhere? I know, like he's stuck on the island, but if you can get a car, you can get a boat.
just exactly, get a boat.
Like you can probably
I
get
think
a
it's
ferry.
I feel like it's just like anybody, right? It's the fear of change. After you like a specific thing, you don't want to like move anywhere else to kind of screw you over that way,
Yeah, I guess so.
right?
Yeah,
Like a new destination, a new place, you don't know it. He's gotten into a groove, I guess. You know what I mean? Like,
but it does seem like a densely populated area. Like,
New York would be bad.
yeah, right.
Oh yeah, in that aspect, 100%.
Like, is this like the mannequin moves? Like they move the mannequin on them,
Yeah, like they're smart.
so they're smart.
It shows like the intelligence of them, right?
Yeah.
No.
I always find it funny. Like, what are you doing on here, Fred? Would you lose your mind like that talking to mannequins?
I mean, he's freaked out. Like, I don't know how I'd react, but I'd be freaked out.
Yeah, I guess I would be freaked out, but I'd be like, oh, they're smart. Maybe I shouldn't have stayed in the city with a bunch of them.
But at the same time, right? Like why'd you make me do that?
I had to murder you, Fred. Oh man, the one thing about the apocalypse in the States is we know for sure no one will run out of guns and bullets.
Yeah. Everybody and their mom has guns.
Yeah, they're packing. Everyone's got heat.
Oh, he's going a little crazy here.
He's gone nuts.
I mean, it's understandable. The man's been alone for 3 years.
Yeah, man, I would shoot guns all the time for fun if there's just
But that's the other thing too. You don't want to make too much noise.
Oh yeah, they're attracted by noise or something,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure during the day he's fine, but still.
Oh, he's gonna get.
Blah.
See, they set the same trap he did, which is so obvious.
He did, yeah. Oh.
He got hit in the head.
That's a big hit.
Yeah, that would suck. He got. So now it's nighttime. He's in the place he shouldn't be. I guess like the one thing about this movie they do really well, like they do a good job of showing you all the exposition of the knowledge you need to know without really saying it.
They show you, don't tell you.
Yeah, they don't
know?
really say it out loud, you know?
Again, like, it's a decent movie. The ending is really kind of what I think, not fully ruins it, but just...
It irked it for a lot of people.
Yeah, just, you know, you ever watch a really bad movie, but it has, like, this great ending, and you're like, how?
Yeah.
Right?
I don't have any examples of that, but I do know that, like, a really good movie will be ruined by a bad ending.
Like... Wonder Woman. Let's talk about Wonder Woman for a second here. Wonder Woman, I remember liking it. But then I rewatched it and I'm like, it's good. But that ending makes it so much worse.
The ending is pretty bad.
It's bad. Like, you know what the perfect ending of that movie is? There is no Ares. You know what I mean? Like, it was humans all along. Like, we're just bad people.
Yeah.
That's just a more... It's just a better... Oh!
Yeah, he gets it in the leg.
Oof. This is like remnant of like Deliverance right here.
You know, I've never seen Deliverance. I know that's like one of those classic.
It's a good movie, but it's masked the F up.
Yeah, there's a lot of man on man rape in that, right?
Not a lot. There's one scene.
There's only one man on man rape.
That's it. It's just the one scene. It's the squeal like a pig scene. But, like, it just happens, and when it's happening, you're like, oh, boy. But it is a good movie. But it's one of those movies, like, I'm glad I watched it, but, like, someone buy my Blu-ray because I don't want to watch it again.
That's funny.
But it is a very realistic type of film in terms of, like, almost the entirety of the movie. They're just trying to figure out what they should do, like, with the situation that's happened and... all this kind of stuff.
Okay.
And like I will say them going down the river in canoes, like that's the actors and stuff. And I'm like damn.
Yeah, eh?
Really well done. Yeah, it's really well done that way. I'd recommend it, but you know. I love the light being like technically that light wouldn't really matter. It's like it reminds me of the Frost chasing the kids in Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah, that Frost is so stupid.
Like I really enjoyed that movie, but yeah, it's dumb. But like you know, it's the classic Hollywood like light. You know, you got to show like the visual symbolism. You got to actually physically show like a line in the sand showing up so that they know.
Yeah. So like dogs get affected by this too, but deers don't.
See, maybe I guess it's not fully airborne at this point. Maybe it's just by bite. I guess see, like the light, like they could just totally run past that.
Yeah, they'd get burned just a bit.
Right? Like you see people jumping through fire all the time. The light's not gonna make a difference.
No, but it's also like it's still pretty bright out in the city. Like, is the light sort of like Indiana Jones, you know, like the thing will come out, you know, like that, what is it? That thing will come out and put spikes through Doc Ock's head. Guess you're not really getting a new dog at this point.
Yeah. In the book, he actually gets the, like I know in this one they show like he's a puppy when he actually had him. Have you ever seen the behind the scenes of this where it's just like this like CG head being like tossed at him?
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
But like I guess this is a combo of what he actually ends up doing in the book where he finds a hurt dog.
Oh, okay.
on his travels, and he takes care of him, and then the dog dies like a week later from its injuries. Man, you can kill as many people as you want in a movie, but as soon as you hurt an animal, like, people will just like hate you.
It's true. The dog's a good actor too. Like, he looks pretty hurt.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
You know. But yeah, I do remember when the dog thing happened. I was like,
Oh.
motherfucker.
Right, like those bastards took him.
Yeah.
Like, and then this scene, it's just
It is pretty brutal. But yeah, it's an interesting thing, eh? Like, we really don't care. Like, even like when kids get killed in movies, we're like, well,
I mean, kids are a little different story. I find, like,
it
I
depends
feel like
what the
movies
kids
should-
do, though. You know?
I guess, like, you can mass kill a bunch of people and everyone's fine with it, but you kill like one specific kid, then it's just like,
Yeah.
okay.
I have that
But then,
Mac
yeah,
Pro
you-
Tower.
But then you kill like one dog or a cat or whatever animal, and it's like, forget about it. People hate you. Like, the internet will hate you if you do that.
It's true. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of funny, like, how we value different things in the world, you know?
Yeah. Human lives apparently aren't as important as pets.
Yeah. I guess it's because, like, pets don't talk. If pets could talk and then they were kind of assholes, you'd be like, fuck them. I don't.
I mean, that's just cats, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I feel like a
Like,
dog
I
would
feel
be,
like-
man, you're home again? This is the greatest day. Where the cat's kind of like, I shit in the box over there if you want to take care of that.
Right? Like, that's like like you could just tell by their this scene, man. Oof.
Brutal.
Right? Like, you just
Brutal.
know it's coming. It's just like, oh no.
Yeah, gotta kill the dog. Oh, his eyes are all bloodshot. His eyes are all bloodshot. Would you go on like a rage revenge thing against the? I don't remember. Does he go on a rage revenge?
He does.
Yeah?
He actually does. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Ugh. Like, how many movies, like, they straight up strangle a dog?
no, it's true. What do you think? Will Smith's performance in this scene, or Will's performance? What was that movie where he's like the
Pursuit of
yeah,
Happiness?
Yeah, where he's in the
like
bathroom.
the bathroom scene?
I don't think I've seen that movie, but I know that was a pretty famous scene.
Oh yeah. That's a good movie.
Yeah,
That's it's also Jaden's last good movie.
really.
I mean, have you seen the
Oh, the M Night movie.
M. Night disaster movie? Good God.
That one was pretty bad.
After Earth, it was so bad.
Yeah.
Now that's a Will Smith movie. That's a Jaden Smith movie hiding, pretending to be.
Yeah,
a
they
Will
honey
Smith
dicked you.
movie.
They're like, Will Smith is in this movie, and he's like there for like a minute.
Oh my God, I hate movies like that. Like, where they put the cameos and whatever, like first billing.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, you wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Adam? But it reminds me of this movie. It's called Jackie Chan Kung Fu Fighter or Kung Fu Master.
Okay.
And the movie has a cameo with Jackie Chan, but Jackie Chan is on the cover, right? It's called Jackie Chan Kung Fu Master, but it's about a kid who literally just like goes on a journey to find Jackie Chan and then meets him at the end of the movie on a film set, and he has like just talks to him real quick, and that's the end of it.
That's
Like,
brutal.
what kind of bull crap movie is that? Oh,
There was the Jackie Chan movie with Jaden Smith too. Remember that?
yeah. Like I said, Jane's last good movie.
Uh,
Yeah, it was Karate
Kid.
Karate Kid.
It was pretty kind of
That-
shit because they
Yeah,
didn't
I
even
don't
do
remember it being
karate.
good.
They did like Wing Chun.
Yeah, they did completely different, eh?
Or Kung
I mean,
Fu
that's
or-
not what bothered me. The movie just wasn't great. And I like Jackie Chan. I own a lot of his movies.
Did you see the one the crossover like Jackie Chan, Jet Li? What was that? The Forbidden Kingdom or something like that?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I know that like some people didn't like it, but I actually like. Man, like I loved it. Like it had all these just like great elements of kung fu
That's
movie,
fun.
and I don't know.
Also, is he in the porn section? Like
Maybe.
the DVDs in the background is a lot of ladies in
suggestive.
bikinis. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Remember,
Like those aren't usually out. Like those you got to go to like a special
you
section.
know how we're
of the
talking about
movie
downloading
store.
porn earlier? The porn DVDs.
You'd have to in this
man.
day. It wouldn't exist.
No.
It's all digital now.
Man, do they still sell porn on DVDs? Like,
But I think they saw. I mean, I'm sure they do. Although I don't understand why you pay for that kind of stuff.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Like who's still paying for that?
who has
crazy.
who has paid for porn? Yeah, I don't know.
It's just I can't take this scene seriously with just porn in the background.
It's true. Yeah, it ruins it. I also like we don't see the scene where he obviously positioned them there, and did
Yeah.
he dress them?
I'm sure he did. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
You know what's creepy is there's if you go to Value Village, at least it used to be like that. At Value Village, there's like baggies, like toy section has like individual little baggies.
Yeah.
So someone has been undressing all the Barbies and all the dolls because they're all naked. It's all these like naked Barbies.
Oh, yeah, they're all just
each
in
individual
bags.
bag. Yeah. So someone like undressed them all, bagged them all. And it's just like it feels very serial killery, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Like
This bag is
to
for
do
legs.
that job. Well, because and then they're reselling the clothes like in another bag, and that's a whole other thing. But like, I don't know. It just seems weird to me. It's just like that's creepy and weird. Like that would be a weird week at Value Village.
I know. That's like who's ever like in charge the first day. They have to do that.
All right, you're on naked doll duty.
So does his lights have UV lights, or is he just doing like he's just crashing into people?
Oh yeah, he's just pissed off. He figures like that was the last alive thing,
I mean,
and
if I really
killed
wanted
his
to fuck
dog,
him up,
man.
I would try and get that jet working and fire machine guns at them, you know? It seems like kind of like a bad idea to drive at them like that.
also is that thing 4-wheel drive?
It has to
Or
be.
like 2-wheel, right? It has to be.
So here's the other thing, like all these things can like climb, run, jump.
But like humans can barely do that.
Yeah, like
Yeah, you're right. Like they're pretty much like as soon as you get this like vampire disease, you're Spider-Man.
yeah, kind of, eh? Like, and there's
Like
a
they've
leader.
got like
They have a
they're
leader.
like strong and like bald, and they got that mummy mouth.
Yeah. They can do stuff that humans can't.
Like no human could just strike a car like that and push it. Like holy crap.
I don't know. Like I get it. Like they want to make them scary, and that thing's pretty spooky. But like,
You know what he looks like right now? The zombie thing. He looks like oh my god, Two-Face. What's his name? Aaron Eckhart. Do you know what I'm talking about?
oh yeah.
Like Thank You for Smoking and played in Sully.
Yeah.
He just looks like him.
Who is this
So-
that's saving him? I kind of forget this movie actually.
Yeah, it's a woman and her son that save him. Like just that's a very Deus Ex Machina, right? Like all of a sudden they just randomly on that. That's the one thing I hate. Like sometimes it's just like, oh yeah, they're randomly saved by this like at the last minute.
Yeah. That is a very like movie trope type thing.
It is.
But
It's a big movie trope.
just when you think the hero is dead, out of nowhere, the
like, oh,
Millennium Falcon
Out of
shows up.
nowhere. You know, there's a couple movies I've seen where like the main actor dies halfway through,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, damn.
It's like what is it? A Place Beyond the Pines or Between the Pines? Remember?
That's the first one I was thinking of. The other one is Psycho.
Yeah, Psycho, classic. Killed them off. Like,
Right? Like, and I'm sorry for spoiling these. These movies are old, especially Psycho. Like, if
you haven't seen Psycho.
yeah, that was one of the reasons why back in the day apparently people just weren't watching movies fully.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
So like the big thing of that movie was Hitchcock was saying like you have to go and watch it from the beginning.
Okay.
Because people would just show up and they're like, "Oh, where's that actress that's supposed to be in it?" And they're like, "Oh no, she's already dead." Like,
that's yeah, I heard something similar. It was actually the first time they had made people go into the movie at the start and leave after. And I heard that the helicopter crash is going to happen. Crazy. I'd heard that normally people would just like buy a ticket, and if it was like 10 minutes in, they would stay. It was like just right at the end, they would just stay and wait for it to restart and just kind of thing. But that was the first time they started doing that, and then theaters started to realize, oh shit, we can make way more money if we do it this way. And then they made people do whatever.
It's weird though, eh? People just showing up halfway through. I think the only time I've ever done that is with Lord of the Rings. We were like 20 minutes late, and me and my dad are like, "Well, we saw the last one." And like the movie's long enough as it is. How much are we really missing? Turns out not much. We just missed the end part, and we got to the end of the end part of Two Towers.
Wow.
So it wasn't like we were able to follow through.
You know,
but like that's a very big exception.
It is strange. Like I actually like when a movie's about to start and there are people come in the theater. I'm like, fuck, plan your life better. Like. Now your cell phone's on.
Well, that's today's society now, right? Especially with pre-booked tickets. Like, people will literally show up as the movie starts.
Yeah, like, I get it, I guess, but I'm also like...
Me, it's when the movie's on,
like,
then people start showing up.
Like, what?
Hell no.
What the shit, yeah.
Like, when I was watching, I think I've talked about John Wick 3, like, people were just coming in and out. Like, people 20 minutes late, half an hour late, just showing up. And you're like, what the hell? Like, that door never closed, man. People were going in and out, in and out, in and out. And, like, what is going on? And especially when, like, people show up and then they're, like, 10 minutes late or 5 minutes late, whatever. And, like, there's people in their seats. So then those people have nowhere to go. But, I mean, that's their problem. But it disrupts the whole experience to begin with, right? Because then you can just see it from your peripherals.
Totally.
Or you can hear it, like, you're in my seat. You're in my seat.
Yeah, I hate that. If you had the skills of cooking... during the apocalypse too, you'd be like, you could like use that as a bargaining tool, you know? Like, yo, I can make a mad meal with shitty food, you know?
If you're if you're really good at improvising. Also, look at his cupboard. Like, his cupboard is full of food.
I know. Like, I guess, yeah, like you'd be able to get all the canned food, like.
Oh yeah, and you just there's like a room in there just full of stuff, right? Like, just stocked.
Yeah, if everybody
like
left,
everything is stocked.
Eventually died. I guess that would happen. I guess I don't know.
Like, that's a lot of cans.
Yeah, how long could you live off all that canned shit though? You know.
Again, he'd be coming in soon, like 3 years. Those cans are starting to expire.
Yeah, cans last a long time, but yeah, shit expires.
But not that long. Yeah, it lasts what, like 2-3 years.
Yeah, I'm sure you could eat it a bit past, but
that's what I'm saying. Like, he's coming up on like expired food's gonna start expiring. Like, as long as his freezer works, he can freeze food for a long time.
Yeah.
But he runs out of power one day. He's screwed. All that meat's gone.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So this woman is from the book.
Okay.
There is a woman in the book, but spoiler, they kind of in the book she's actually secretly a vampire who's infiltrated, pretending to be a spy to spy on him and like take him out.
Really?
Yeah, because again, vampires are pretty like they're normal looking like humans, right? They're just like.
Interesting.
So there's some of them that are aggressive, and the other ones are just like, like you've seen traditional vampire movies, right?
Yeah.
Like more modern movies. Like, vampires just look like Us. So yeah, they infiltrate. They get like they're romantically involved, and yeah. So that's that story original from the book. This is completely different. They're just like a mother and son, or I guess maybe just a mother and her kid traveling together, right?
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
So they changed that aspect of it. I mean, obviously the other way wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
Not with those beasts.
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't have worked as well. I was reading just some of the IMDb facts. So all the screams of all the I don't know what they're called, the infected creatures, were done by Mike Patton. But yeah, he was most notably known for Faith No More, but another band I really like called Mr. Bungle. But he's like kind of known for having a very unique voice and doing unique things with his voice. So it is kind of interesting.
And he's the voice of the
creatures. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm reading too that they put tape on the paw of the dog to make it limp.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. You ever see like a dog with like when you put little booties on in the winter? They're walking around like.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of funny, but yeah. I'm seeing an ad for Vin Diesel in Bloodshot. Have you heard anything about this?
Yeah, I saw the trailer for it. It's a movie that no one's gonna see because of Corona.
Yeah, like I'm wondering about like.
Oh, dude, no one wants to go to the movies right now. They canceled our festival.
I know. Well,
like that's the same thing. Like the it's not gonna be long. Like definitely the film industry is gonna get a big hit.
But yeah,
like,
they're gonna.
They pushed back like James Bond not too long ago to.
I know.
Sometime in the summer or the winter.
Are they going to...
they pushed it back a while.
Are they going to... postpone, like, Black Widow, too? And I was thinking about that. Like...
Did they?
I don't know. They haven't said anything yet.
I haven't heard anything. Like, the only ones I've heard of was, like... The big one was James Bond.
Yeah.
Because right now, I think there's that new A Quiet Place 2. That hasn't been... Like, I want to see it, but at the same time, it's like...
Oh.
Maybe I'll just wait for a video.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm not going to the theaters anytime soon, but...
Yeah, so guys, if you're listening, there's probably not gonna be any reviews, or if there are reviews, it's something we'll both watch on Netflix or something.
Yeah.
You know, newly released Netflix films.
Well, like, if we're
you know?
quarantined, we're gonna need to kill a lot of time, so we'll be Skyping and doing...
It's true.
Doing movies. Maybe we'll do like a less disease-related one next. Well, maybe we'll do something more fun.
Or we do more.
Yeah, we'll just double down. Well, like if a lot of people listen to this episode, then yeah. I'm looking at my DVDs right now in my office trying to think like what would be fun.
What would be a fun movie?
You know, we haven't done Darkman yet. That's something the Sam Raimi.
Darkman is... Yeah, no, I know Darkman.
Darkman, like... Great superhero.
Darkman 1 was great. Darkman 2 and 3, yikes.
Yeah, I know. I still watched them, though. I got the...
Same. Every time I watch one, I'll watch the other two.
I'm like, whatever.
Because I'm like, oh, it's the guy from The Mummy. It's Imhotep.
Yeah, there is something about, like, those not low budget, but mid-budget movies from that era, and, like...
It's the straight-to-DVD budget of the era.
Yeah.
Because, like, the Sam Raimi Darkman has a B-movie schlockness to it. I mean, it's meant to be that way, right? Like, he wrote it, and typically, like, it feels very, like, not invisible. I guess a little bit of an Invisible Man, and that kind of feel of, like, Universal Monster kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the other two are very more straight-to-DVD kind of budgetary.
But I sort of miss that level of movie making now. Like I started watching on Netflix the Mark Wahlberg movie there.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I was gonna recommend maybe we could review that one because that just came out not too long ago.
That's a good idea. But yeah, I fell asleep. But like, it's still pretty. I was just tired, but it's.
Well, let's leave it there.
Okay.
Let's.
All right. We'll come back to that. Maybe that's 2 weeks from now.
We'll come back to it. Yeah, it gives us a chance to Skype things, but also to At first I was like, is he feeding him? I didn't notice the fish.
Oh yeah.
He's just feeding the kid.
But it's
Here's a.
it's kind of like keep it on ice. I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. How excited would you be to see a human if you hadn't seen a human in like 3 years?
Right? And a human female? Like,
You're like, and she's hot. Like, what are the chances?
right?
Like, how quick before they're doing it, you know?
That's the other thing too, right? Like, you just, is it attraction, or is it like what if like they're both really ugly, or one is ugly and one is not?
Yeah, I don't know.
Would there still be the thing because it's the whole like last man or woman on earth
Yeah,
situation?
I think
You know?
you might be like, I got needs.
Yeah, like I just need human contact right
Yeah.
now, kind of thing, right? Like I hate her breathing. Ah,
Yeah,
it's just it's not
all the
I
art
don't
in
like
his
it.
apartment. It's all apparently from the Museum of Modern Art, the MoMA.
Really.
Yeah,
You know what? I think I remember seeing that. Yeah, because it's like actual paintings and stuff.
is that something you would do? You're the last guy in Ottawa. Would you run down to the National Gallery and?
No, it's not nothing I would do. But I remember. I think I remember seeing this movie and remembering that.
Yeah, I don't know. I like that. It's like,
But it's definitely not something I would personally do.
but it.
Like me personally, I would probably. There's other things I would raid,
Yeah, right.
but art would not be the first thing I would get.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I'd for sure try to figure out how to get a pinball machine back to where I was living.
Right? Like when you know like you could still get power and there's still a bunch of times like movies and stuff, like that's the first thing I'm going for. But yeah, like pinball machines and like cars
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, for sure.
Like I'm getting friggin' like right out of the whatchamacallit dealership. But yeah, like that painting right there, like yeah.
Yeah, I think your movie might be behind mine a bit. I'm like,
Is it?
yeah, you went by the Van Gogh.
What time are you at? What time do you
I'm
have
guessing
right
like
now?
it panned by that Van Gogh, or I'm at
Yeah.
one.
Shit. Am I? So I'm slowed down right now. I'm like a bad clock.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I'm at 116,
I'm at okay. At 116 what?
10, 11, 12, 13.
Oh, okay. I'm faster than you, not slower.
Oh, where are you at then?
She's looking at a picture of his daughter.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're like we're within a few seconds of each other.
Like, are you just saw that or?
Well, no,
like-
because I see the Van Gogh now on the fireplace. There was another Van Gogh that they panned by earlier. Anyways, yeah,
Yeah,
they're talking
when
at the fireplace.
they're talking at the fireplace.
Well, like yeah, like I think it's a fireplace.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I just see that. How are you quicker than me, man? I guess the copy I have is not the same copy you have.
No, maybe not.
I mean, it's been working well so far. This is the first time.
Yeah. Anyways, whatever. It's not the biggest problem. It's the
No.
trials and tribulations of recording via Skype.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm in the future actually.
What are you, China?
Um,
Is China in the future? I think China's ahead of us, hey?
they're behind in a lot of ways, but yes.
Dude, you can't say that.
What? It's not.
We might have Chinese listeners. You don't know.
Maybe. Who knows? They know.
They know. They're from there. They know.
They know. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting how much China has an effect on the film industry these days too, though, right?
Oh yeah. Well, just like there's like a lot of pandering to the Chinese market, right? Just to get a bigger
Well, it's the
sales and
investors,
bigger
right?
budgets.
Like it's these films are being partially funded by Chinese investment, you know?
Well, that's I mean anything for international sales, like it's huge right now. Like it's huge for that, so it's gonna take a huge drop.
Yeah.
Like domestic, but let alone as soon as it goes to international sales, like you're not gonna see much.
No.
Like especially Marvel films and the Fast and Furious films and all that kind of like big schlocky action and like Western action American movies.
Yeah,
That's huge over there.
it's true. Yeah, like there's scenes in some of the Marvel films that are solely for the Chinese market. You know?
Are they?
Yeah, there's extra scenes and like was it the second Avengers film? Like there's that whole doctor character that's put in the film because of that.
That's confirmed?
Yeah, that's what they've said, like that, and that's and I mean
Just to
that
kind of
happens all the
pander to
time,
them.
right? It's not just China that makes things do that. Like any Michael Bay movie, like it's an ad for cars all the time, or you know.
I mean, you could say the same thing for the Marvel movies, like Tony Hawk and his Audis.
Yeah, right. Like they're making Audis after the snap. You know, he's got a brand new one.
Like, who the hell is making these cars?
You know what's the worst subtle ad they tried to do in a show? I remember what was that show? Fringe, and
Okay.
Joshua Jackson and Anna Torv in that show. They're traveling somewhere, right? And they're in a hybrid or something like that. And
Okay.
and they get a call and they're like, oh, we have to go to this place now. And then he's like, can this car travel that far? She's like, yes, it has dooba-doo. And she goes into like a whole commercial. And then it's like the show just
Really?
stopped. And they like cut in close. And it's very like pretty, like, oh, she's touching this button. And this goes here. And
What?
yeah. And then
I don't remember that at all.
the car drives by. And I don't know. It was, I don't know. I was kind of like, whoa, that was a full on commercial.
Reminds me of is it Wayne's World 1 or Wayne's World 2? Where they do like just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Guys are like drinking like Pepsi
Yeah.
or Coke or whatever. It's
Little,
just like it's
yellow,
clearly all
different.
these
It's kind of funny.
dude, sponsorships and like ad stuff, it's insane. Especially like if you compare it to like, let alone movies. I'm talking about just like YouTubers, man.
Well, yeah, there's that too.
Like I saw one where he just calls up like something random and been like, hey, yo, someone in my video just kind of like shouted you out. How much you willing to give me? And it's like, it's not like 1,000. It's like hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, eh?
Right? Like, it's like, what? Like, hey, I'm looking to buy a Ferrari. What are you willing to do if I buy it on my episode? It's like, oh, we'll pay you half. Like, what?
It is kind of interesting.
What is that? That's insane. Like, what is this world? Like, that's crazy. Right?
Yeah, I mean that's
And then at the same time, you're like, I want that.
yeah, that's true.
I don't want to be at that
Yeah.
level. I both hate it, but also admire
Ferrari
it, right?
wants to give us
Like,
money. We've said for the longest time we want to be sponsored by Burger King.
Yeah, right? Like, I'm a big advocate of Burger King.
I mean, yeah, we'll take
Burger
anything.
King is great.
You want to just give
Free
us
Whoppers?
like, yeah, you just want to
can't-
give
you
us
can't
cups,
go bad.
empty cups.
Anything. I'll take anything. Absolutely anything at all. I'll take fake cutlery. Oh, here they come.
It is surprising how many of the creatures are left in the city and how they're alive
Like, how-
still.
They haven't just left.
Well, yeah, or just
That lady was in a dress.
expired. You know what I mean? Like, how did they stay alive? I'm still
Yeah, I think we
perplexed
talked
by
about
that.
Like, I mean, there's actually not that many. If you think about it, there's like 20.
Still, there's one of him. They're also like ridiculously strong.
They are. Like, they're faster than any human. They're stronger than any human.
you think about, like-
they're pretty much Spider-Man.
Like the
when it comes to
height they
climbing.
can leap
I know.
and throw around a 200-pound man. You know?
Like I said, they're Spider-Man. They turn into Spider-Man. This is the alternate Spider-Man universe when everybody got bit by a spider.
I know, right? What if there's like a Outbreak movie that people got the the infection, but it made them better in some.
Superheroes?
Yeah, or something.
It just made them better, like stronger, faster. But then there's the immune that are just super jealous. Because they're not super themselves.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I don't know. It'd be kind of funny. Yeah, like do you have people trying to get the virus because you become superhuman or something like that?
That's a neat concept. Let's write that down.
Let's write it down. Write that movie next.
Like what is it? Dead Boat?
Dead Boat. Work on.
Was that the original title we came up with? Dead Boat?
Yeah, Dead Boat. That's a good one.
Stupid.
You know what's funny? It was, again, with all the coronavirus stuff,
gives you a chance to look at
well,
stuff.
no, like a while ago, I'd written a full-on like disease outbreak script.
Did you?
Yeah, like a feature-length script. Like, it's not the best. It needs to be reworked a lot. It went through like one draft kind of thing. But like look at this. Who could hang upside down like that? Like, look at the acrobatic skills. They need to have the creature outbreak like Olympics. Like, it's nuts. Their skills. I don't know, like, look at that. And they get shot, and they're not like that worried about it. Like, they're running around all fine.
To run away, to jump out a window.
And I don't know, man. If I like stub my toe, I'm kind of need a second, you know?
Right. I hit my knee and I'm like out for the count. Like I choke on my own spit and I need a second. Yeah.
Look how jacked
squishy.
the zombie guy is,
Like-
you know?
Humans are squishy. Okay, we should not be.
We're squishy.
I mean, we are.
There's like hundreds of these zombie guys running up the walls here. And now they can all climb walls. You remember the World War Z?
See, that movie is not at all like the book.
Well, yeah, there's that, right? But like, you remember them like running up the the wall?
Like, didn't they like create like a ladder? Like they just like they're stockpiling like ants.
Yeah. That's something where I was like, man, that movie sucks. It is kind of, I don't know, this, but like, if you came back and then you had, like, you were like a human at that point, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Then, you know, you would be really hungry. Like, where are these things going to the bathroom? That's the other thing.
Like, there's you definitely don't want to go in the stores. Like, they're defecating in a J.C. Penney.
But like, so they all still have some clothes on. You know?
You think at this point, like, those clothes wouldn't be existent? But then again, it's like the Hulk, right, thing, right? Like, he's just, everything else rips out, but his pants are perfectly fine. There's just that feeling of, this isn't Watchmen, okay? We can't just see blue dong everywhere.
Yeah, no, zombie
It's a
dong.
PG-13 movie.
Zombie dong.
Zombie dong. That would be a completely different movie.
This guy's anger is so like he's like, I'm gonna eventually get this. I'm gonna fuck up this glass.
Well, because he wants, he's angry because he wants the woman.
It's his bae.
It's his bae. Yeah.
It's weird that they know.
See, this is where we get to the ending here compared to the alternate the alternate ending.
Okay.
So the I Am Legend title comes from at the end of the book.
Okay.
He essentially he goes like this woman's like, oh yeah, so we have a vampire society, and like, you know, good people.
Okay.
And then he goes to that society thinking like, he's like, hey, you know, I'm like, I guess he's trying to like do a truce, but of course it doesn't work out. So then he gets imprisoned, and they're trying to figure out a way what to do with him because he's in prison, and then they decide to execute him. But before that happens, spoiler alert, the woman that he was with feels sorry for him and doesn't hate him, so she gives him like suicide pills.
Oh.
Yeah, like literally he ends up just like killing himself like suicide pills and dies that way.
Oh.
And then he dies essentially thinking like, oh, look at me, I'm going to be pretty much a legend to to this society.
Right.
Like vampires used to be for us, humans are now
I get it. Okay.
a legend for these this new vampire society kind of thing, right? So that's kind of how it ends. So like the title I Am Legend makes sense in the book, but not really making sense
Yeah.
in this.
Would a grenade blow up that much? Like, I feel like a grenade is just shrapnel, you know? Like, he would for sure die, but, like, the flames? I don't know. I don't know about that, dude.
Okay, so for some reason, the version I'm watching is actually the one that has the alternate ending.
Oh.
You're watching the theatrical ending, and I'm not.
So, we're watching two different... That's why it didn't sync up properly.
Probably.
So tell me what's happening in your
probably.
ending.
So in yours, I'm assuming like they're crashing in, and he's about to break the glass. Yeah. And what happens to the couple? Like, what happens to the lady and the boy?
He gives them the blood sample, and he puts them up the chimney. Okay. Reverse Santa Claus.
And that's while the monster's like banging on the window.
Yeah, exactly. And then Will Smith.
And then he pulls a pin. Right. Mm-hmm. And then he like runs towards them, and it explodes and all that. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this one is completely different. So in this one, the guy's banging on the door, and then he does a sign on the window, and it's a sign of a butterfly. And that's when Will Smith realizes that the woman that he's kept there with the weird breathing has a butterfly tattoo.
Okay.
So then he understands, nods at the guy, and literally takes out the body out of the glass. Like it's a silent and like a quiet moment where he takes it out. The monster, the creature lets him do that, and he pretty much gives them, and they take the woman, and walk away.
Interesting. I don't know what I like better. This ending's kind of interesting, you know?
Like, I could see why they changed it, because people just didn't like I guess they preferred a more, like, hateful ending, and he just sacrifices himself, blows himself up kind of thing. Now, I haven't seen the full, I don't remember how it ends exactly, but yeah, he gives it to the woman.
And then she finds this, like, kind of military...
Yeah. So you're still on that. I'm not there yet. Like, he's still, like, doing the whole thing with the...
Yeah, I got credits now.
Yeah, so my cut's like definitely like, what are you at right now in terms of length? Like an hour and a half?
Yeah, hour 32.
Okay, yeah, me an hour and 32. This scene's still playing out. Like, he's still in the basement.
Really, eh?
Yeah. This is interesting.
Interesting. Do all the baddies kind of stop when he?
Yeah, like they stop. They let him pull him out. Pull out the girl. He puts like a serum in her to wake her up, I guess. And then they're like embracing each other. And then he takes her in his arms. Like the creature takes him and like takes the main zombie takes the lady zombie in his arms, and he nods at like Will Smith kind of thing.
Yeah.
Will Smith's like, I'm sorry. And then they leave.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a way different ending. I actually like this ending better.
Really? Yeah, I mean, like, I don't care either way. I was going to I was reading some of the IMDb stuff. So, the Batman v Superman thing, apparently it's an in-joke at the expense of screenwriter Akiva Goldsman. He did a bunch of
Akiva
rewrites.
Goldsman's in a lot of
What's
stuff.
that?
Akiva Goldsman, I see this his credit in a lot of
he's written
stuff.
a lot. So he apparently was doing Batman versus Superman project in 2002, and it was a bunch of
Oh damn.
different things, yes, that he worked on. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah.
So right now, Will Smith is looking at the wall of all the pretty much the test subject that he worked on. Pretty much killed them all.
Yeah.
Right? And I guess he's just feeling sorry and
You
sad.
feel remorseful now.
Well, he realizes that they're smarter than he gave them credit for. Right? That they may not be as aggressive as he thought they
Right.
were. And now they're driving away, but Will Smith is the one driving in the car.
Oh,
So Will Smith survives this movie.
interesting. Huh.
Yeah. So I don't know. I like that he dies in the other one, but it's more actiony. Whereas this one, it's more like, you know, he's not the hero he thought he was. Right? Like
Oh, yeah, that's a good analogy.
he ended up kind of being, and that's actually closer to the book because that's why they decided they wanted to execute him at the end, is because he killed so many of their kind.
Interesting.
And there's no military either.
Interesting.
They just drive away on the bridge, which is another thing. Like I thought the bridge was. Anyway.
Yeah. Apparently, there was a version greenlit back a few years prior.
For Batman v Superman.
No, with Schwarzenegger starring and Ridley Scott directing.
For I Am Legend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would have been interesting.
Just like a different
that would have been
movie.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been a very.
I'm the
different-
scientist. I'm the legend.
I mean, get Dolph Lundgren. He actually is a scientist.
Yeah, he's like really smart. He's wicked smart guy. Yeah, Guillermo del Toro was Will Smith's first choice for director.
Really.
Yeah, that would have been an interesting.
That again would have been an interesting movie.
Yeah.
I mean, we ended up getting a decent movie. I actually prefer the alternate ending versus the theatrical.
Okay.
But that's just me.
Okay.
It's a softer
Okay.
ending. But yeah, no, I think the movie holds up.
I think so too. CG in some places looked a little.
Yeah,
meh,
the CG of the beasts and the animals, okay, it's seen some better days.
but all the matte painting stuff
But-
still looked
yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah, that looks perfectly fine.
But yeah,
Um,
I don't know. Like, it is a good movie. It's sad. It's kind of depressing.
it is. It's the future that may be coming.
Yeah. Stock up on toilet paper.
And it does a really good job of showing and not telling.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely shows you the world and takes the time to show you. And like the movie's not even that long, but it I guess, and that's a hard sell of a movie to sell. Like Will Smith alone for an hour.
He's like a big producer on this one, though, right? So like,
It's true.
It's
It's true.
almost like in response to, Tom Hanks is gonna do Castaway, where he's alone acting.
Oh man,
I wanna go
and
toe to toe
People are
with Tom
divisive. People are divided on that movie.
On Castaway,
I liked Castaway. Yeah.
it's a good one.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Did you know? This is a random tidbit of information, but Robert Zemeckis ended up making a movie in between when Tom Hanks had to lose weight for the second part of Castaway.
Which film?
What Lies Beneath.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a good one too.
Yeah, it's I rewatched it not too long ago. What Lies Beneath. It's I again at the time when I watched it, I was younger and I didn't understand all the connections, but it's straight up an homage to Hitchcock. That movie.
Yeah. Eh?
There's Psycho. I mean, there's a whole subplot that's straight out of Rear Window.
Oh wow.
Like almost like identical to Rear Window. It's almost feels like plagiarism at that point.
Really? Yeah. At what point does
Yeah.
homaging become plagiarism?
That's
The
thing.
Joker.
You should ask Tarantino
The Joker.
to that, right?
Man. So yeah, we it's good that we actually watched different versions because we were able to cover both.
It's true. Yeah, well, I was going to explain a little bit about it, what I remembered. But then as I'm watching it, I'm like, hold on. And then you're talking about, like, bombs. I'm like, no, this seems too quiet to be, like, a couple seconds off the explosion. And, like, something's off here now. Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I mean, I'm trying to think of what was the last decent Will Smith movie. Apart from, like, Bad Boys for Life. But I mean, like a simple, like an original film.
Yeah.
not
So you don't
based
count Men
off
in
of
Black?
I wouldn't count Men in Black either.
Like, because the third Men in Black was really good.
I watched it once. I enjoyed it. But no, I wouldn't count. I'm talking about like thing like Genesis Man or something.
Gemini Man.
Gemini Man, or like After Earth was terrible.
Yeah. Did you like?
Like what else has he been in?
What was the one? The Concussion. Tell the Truth. I didn't see that, but did you like that?
Oh, that's the football.
Yeah,
one?
about CTE.
You know what? Actually, yeah, I didn't mind that.
Okay.
One.
Pursuit of Happiness.
I forgot.
Hancock was great. I loved Hancock.
Hancock was terrible.
Man, you didn't like it? I actually really liked it.
Hancock was great until that you meet Charlize Theron, and it just gets bad.
Yeah, I didn't hate
The
it.
whole like they're
I didn't
like
hate it.
these lost lovers throughout history and all this kind of stuff, and I was like, no, thank you.
Really, eh?
I did not like that part. Like the beginning was great. Like I love where they were going with it, and then it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And
Interesting.
no, I didn't like it.
No.
I personally didn't.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't mind it. So yeah, I'm done here. I don't know if you still got credit.
I'm still on credits. You know what? Bright. I didn't mind Bright. I liked Bright.
I still gotta see that. That's on the list.
Yeah.
But yeah.
From the same guy that did Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Which that wasn't great.
No, Suicide Squad was terrible. But yeah, I did like I Am Legend when it came out. I liked it rewatching it now slightly. But yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, like a Will Smith movie is still entertaining. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'd like that. That's true. I mean, there's some exceptions. After Earth.
That's
'Cause that's
not
not
a
a Will
full-on
Smith
Will
movie.
Smith movie, though, right?
No.
But
No, not when you've got Will Smith in a chair, pretty much acting as narration. No,
No.
get out of here.
But he is one of those actors, though, that I'm like as a kid, always loved everything he did. You know?
mean, let's be honest. Like he was successful. You had Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and then like almost every single movie he did at the time, right? Bad Boys, Independence Day. I'm sure I'm missing a few, but like there's nothing stopping him. Even Wild Wild West, which is known to be a bomb, I enjoyed that. Sure, I haven't seen that in a while.
It was fun.
but I
Like,
loved that.
Yeah, it was
movie
fun when it came out.
when I was
yeah.
a kid. Yeah, I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
Flying talking monkey from Shrek. Oh, great! Now I'm at the.
So yeah, we'll wrap.
Yeah, I guess that's it for that. Let's wrap it up. Probably not the best movie we could have we could have watched for the whole situation of this whole pandemic happening, but I think a serious movie wouldn't have been as good. A more fun pandemic movie probably is the best course of action for the situation, as to not bring too much realism.
Yeah, maybe 2 weeks from now
to
we'll
it.
watch something more fun.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens. But probably the things we're going to start watching or start reviewing are probably going to be things found
on
newly released on streaming services from
Yeah.
now on. For a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, yeah, we appreciate you guys listening. Let us know what you think of I Am Legend in the comments or on Instagram, Twitter. What ending did you like the best? What was your favorite ending? Let us know. But yeah, until next time, we will see you hopefully with masks on. I don't know.
Game over, man. Game over.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at Lost Commentary, on Instagram at Raiders of the Lost Commentary, and like us on Facebook.
I'll be back.